Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I'm going to make another greeting card, and this one is more of a winter theme than a traditional Christmas theme. I'm having a dark blue card base and some white embellished paper. Also, I use this pattern paper to cut a strip out of it, and the blue fits perfectly with my card base. That's why I went for this particular pattern. You see there, I'm planning to punch some ice crystals, and this is just the test here for me to see how wide I have to cut my strip to well, have enough space to punch the crystal, but well, not have it too wide. So I'm doing that here, and I just glued that pattern paper together so that I have front and back with the same pattern color. And I did that with spray adhesive. So now that my panel is cut, I'm punching out 3 snowflakes or ice crystals, and I'm not gonna have them all in the same spot but vary, and as you can see, one is only half there on the strip, and that's intended to be that way. Snowflakes never fall onto the ground in one straight line. So now you can get an idea about what I want to accomplish here. And I'm taking this light blue, it's almost like an ice blue paper, to cut another strip that I will use to put my sentiment on. I'm just cutting it down using my craft mat and the grid on there. It's so helpful, I can tell you that. And I'm just eyeballing how wide I can go, what length I need, depending on what angle you look at the card. And then I'm giving it a try. It's a bit too long, so I have to adjust that again with my ruler and X-Acto knife. Once that's done, I am putting away my punch and everything, get all the stuff out of the way, and then I'm going for stamping my sentiment, and I'm taking this color box archival ink here, and the color is a very dark blue, which fits perfectly for today's card. And I chose the Fröhliche Weihnachten, which is Merry Christmas in German. You get a German lesson for free here as well. So I'm using one of those sentiments, and I'm just stamping it onto the banner. Again, I'm using the grid on my craft mat to help me having it as straight as possible. Now I just let it dry for a second there to not smudge the ink. Meanwhile, I'm going ahead and again assembling my card, but this time once I checked if it actually fits, I will assemble it for real. So this is how I plan it to be. I think it looks very clean and wintry, and I like that. It was a bit too empty on the right hand side, so I punched out one more of those snowflakes, but out of white cardstock, and I'm coloring it in with this blue glitter pen. It also needs to dry a minute or two once the color is applied, but then you can touch it and not have any smudges anywhere. And while I do that, I just want to let you know that all of the materials I use for this project are in the description box below, as well as on my blog, together with some more high-resolution photos. So take a look, hop on over, once you're done watching this video, of course. And if I can't hold my crystal anymore with my fingers, I'm using tweezers. This actually works fairly well. So now that the snowflake can dry a bit, I'm using white permanent marker to go around the sentiment banner with a faux stitch line. Just makes it well, a bit nicer. Just some details here and there. Nothing fancy though. You can leave it if you don't want to, or have a pattern paper that you stamp on. I just decided to go for the faux stitch. And now it's time to assemble the card for real. And my tape adhesive that I used in other projects is empty today, so I'm going for sticky tape to help me out here. Also, this is a very strong adhesive, so it will hold together the cardstock with this embellished paper, which is almost like a cardstock as well, so I can be sure that it stays where it's supposed to be with this very, very sticky tape. You saw that I just put down 2 strips of the tape. That's more than enough. And I'm just putting down the white cardstock, and then I'm eyeballing where I want to go with my sentiment, and I remember the number of lines on my gripped craft mat. They help remembering where you want to put your banner, what height. I'm also putting down some of that tape on the backside of the panel. And I would have loved to have my tape roller for this particular piece of paper, but again, didn't have it, so I had to manage with the sticky tape and make sure that it doesn't show on the ice crystals, because that would be awful if you could see it. I don't want that. So I'm making sure that I go around the ice crystals, and then I'm just putting the banners down. First I go with the light blue one, have it at the right spot, and then I go on with the pattern paper and the snowflakes. I really like that you have the negative of the snowflake on that particular banner here, that pattern paper banner. I think it makes a nice finish for the card, or a nice focus. So I'm just gluing it down to the left, being very careful that I stay straight, or as straight as possible with my pattern paper, and that I'm just cutting the excess. I always do have a bit, so I don't mind cutting that afterwards. And now it's time to glue on the glitter snowflake, and for that I'm using foam square at the back, And I'm just putting down one in the center. That's more than enough. Just putting it down on the card. And then I decided to add a little gem on top, little crystal. And for that I'm using liquid glue, just my normal hobby craft glue. That's strong enough. I'm just putting down a tiny blob on the back side of the gem, and then I push it down onto the snowflake. And this is the card for today. I hope I see you tomorrow with a new project. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, have a good day. Goodbye.